Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. This video is to bring you a closer look at the major manufacturing LMB-02. This is a pair of mortise lock case mounting brackets is what this is. Mounting brackets are used when you're going to attach a piece of hardware to a door or to a frame, generally a lock body in a door or a strike plate in a frame or flush bolts in a door, things of that nature. When you buy the LMB-02, you're going to get one pair of mounting brackets. Okay, think of it looking like this. Sorry, having trouble there. Cross section. Okay, so what you've got is a pair of them. They're identical. They're completely identical in every respect. So let's just work with one. You're going to have, and this will be the top, so to speak, you're going to have, once you prepare the preparation in the edge of the door, let's just say that for convenience sake, because this is intended for mortise locks, let's say you're doing a Schlage L9000 series mortise lock. You're adding it to the edge of a hollow metal door. Actually, what would be a better instance would be, let's think about installing an exit device onto the door that would be a mortise case style, perhaps a Von Duprin 9975, where you have to have a mortise lock case. And maybe the door was sent to the job site originally intended for a rim exit device with no exterior trim whatsoever, so the door's blank with no preparations. Hopefully it's reinforced properly. But imagine that the door was ordered wrong and it was discovered you have to have a mortise lock exit device. Well, enter the major LMB-02. So with this sort of lock mounting kit, of which they make more than one type, you can successfully save the day. You can create that 8-inch tall by 1.25" prep in the edge of the door. I don't make a living as a field installer, but I've prepped countless steel doors and frames and wood doors and frames. And you can mark that location out on the edge of the door. You are going to perhaps drill 4 holes in each of the drill holes in each of the 4 corners. You might consider drilling a larger hole and placing the center of the drill bit such that the outer dimension or the outer prep of the diameter of the bit meets that rectangle that you need to accomplish in the door. And then you can simply insert a jigsaw. I like to use a very short 32 tooth per inch metal cutting blade, and then just draw that line straight. You know, follow that jigsaw. Pardon me, the jigsaw, the blade right up that line to the next hole. Make that horizontal cut back down, etc. You get the point. Some people will use a die grinder. I'm not opposed to die grinders, but we all are creations of the things that we're most comfortable from, and a jigsaw, in my opinion, would be a better choice because a die grinder doesn't give me the ability to potentially clamp something to the edge of the door that I can use it as a stop. I've done that in the past where I want to create a very accurate cut, but if you do it enough, you do get pretty good doing it freehand. Okay, so you've cut that preparation. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to mark where this needs to be inserted up into the door edge, and it will work on beveled or square edge doors, seamless or seamed doors, wherever that seam is. It could be a lock seam in the edge of the door, like the old Kawani E-Series doors or like the Seco Regent doors. You could have a center seam type door that is very common and typical by lots of different manufacturers. The Kawani name used to be the VMAX. You could have that D-Series door where it's beveled and it's bondoed. The problem with some of these door constructions that you have to be aware of is that the manufacturer of the door will create it as a set of pans. Think of a frying pan, but just think of this pan being 3 foot by 7 foot, and it's bent over, and they take the inner structure of the door, bottom pan that will have the framing, the top pan comes over. The point being, as you are cutting in the edge of the door with your jigsaw, you might hit a double web of steel that's there, so be cautious. You don't want to have a tool kick back on you. And once you know the construction of the door, you'll be more careful moving forward. I do like to probe doors to see what I'm dealing with before just running a jigsaw into unknown aspects of the inner construction of the door. And if it's reinforced for something other than what you're drilling it for, always count on the fact that you're likely going to hit some sort of reinforcement. So be careful with that. Safety wear all the times, absolutely. So you're going to get this placed in the door so that the center line of that 1224 tapped hole is going to be compliant with where the two holes are for the tabs of the mortise lock. You're going to mark where the holes need to be drilled into the edge of the door so that you can take the included typical pop rivet, get that long shank into the mouth of your pop rivet, get the tool ready, insert that down into the hole. It will seat into here. You will then pull the pop rivet and you're going to lock this into the edge of the door. The offset of this item is intended specifically for a mortise lock. That's what makes it an LMB02. And that offset is going to be... Okay, let's test that material thickness first, then we're going to get the offset. Material thickness is 0.116 inch. Major calls this 11 gauge. I don't have a conversion chart up to know what 11 gauge converts to, or what 0.116 converts to, I should say. Let's go with the rest of the dimensions. The width of the mounting tab, 1.261, 1.261. An overall height of the tab, holding it squarely, 1.520, 1.520. Now that offset. And if you look at the installation template of a mortise lock, you are certainly going to see what that offset needs to be. We'll just gauge this here. I don't know, without pulling up a template, what the firm hard dimension is going to be. Something in the range of 3/16. It's intended for this sort of application that we're dealing with in terms of the offset. So you don't have to worry about the math. 0.2 or maybe 0.22, something in that range. Not quite a quarter inch. Okay. Okay, so the offset's going to be compatible with what you're working on. You're going to get those holes drilled. You're going to pop rivet this on. The pop rivet works great. The head of a pop rivet is tiny, so you shouldn't have any trouble with it interfering with the installation. The thickness of that head is 0.050, so it's not quite a 16th of an inch. It shouldn't interfere. You could realistically slightly kiss that off. Take a little breather off of that. You could probably take 20 thousandths off with a file, not have a problem. Obviously, the preferred way to do this is to weld the tabs to the door, but the reason you're buying this is because welding is not an option for maybe several reasons. It could be an interior door, and you throw 1800 degrees of heat onto that edge of that door. You're going to set off fire alarms. You might ignite something that's combustible inside the door or the floor, etc. So these pop rivets, using a jigsaw inside of an enclosed space, not really so much an issue. Pop rivets, obviously not an issue whatsoever. So you want to be careful. You're going to get these set into their proper position, and you're going to be in really great shape. I have used Major products in the past, not significantly, but I've owned their drill templates for drilling through-bolt holes for Schlage and other compatible holes at 12 and 6 for through-bolts. Their catalog is interesting as well. There's a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the major manufacturing products that we sell, but a link to the full-line catalog where you can view all of their tools. The way to look at tools is that, yes, they're costly. Although with Major, you don't, at least I don't, get a significant sticker shock. The way to view it is that it is a capital sort of expenditure where you are going to use this tool in a capital sense, where it's going to last. If you are the owner, if you are the professional, you can expect that tool to last you a significant amount of time. I've got a major template that I use. I've probably used 1,000 times. I probably bought it in 1999. Still have it, still use it on occasion when it's required. So look at it that way. Or I've got clients that'll call up and say, this went wrong, someone made a mistake, I'm the one left to deal with it. I need a tool because I've got 100 doors to do and I need to get in and out on a weekend. Major's probably going to have a tool for that sort of purpose. If you have any questions on the Major LMB-02, pair of mortise lock mounting brackets, or any other Major product, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.